Welcome to a new Anno 1800 episode. We're continuing with the perfect layout and stamp that I know you all love, but today we're starting with the new world. We have finished the old world, all of the production, but also all city layouts, including how to recreate bright sands. If you have missed those ones, don't hesitate to check in the video description below to see the full series. It's basically a short episode per production. Going from the basic productions, when you're starting the game, what is a good layout, to at the end game when you want to really optimize everything, what is the ultimate layout. By the way, a very important point, I have also posted on my Discord community one zip file for all of the stamps of the old world at once. So you can just download this one thing and you have all of them. And of course, I will do the same for the new world once we're done with the new world. Okay, let's dive in with the first production. Today, the fried plantain. So fried plantain, you're gonna need banana and you're gonna need fish oil. So we're gonna have a couple of different layouts, again, from the basic one to the very advanced. And I'm also going to share some tips and tricks around the key items for this production. So let's go a very basic one first and foremost. If you want to have the whole thing, obviously you need to be close to a harbor because of the fish oil, but of course you could, just use the top part of this layout if you wanted. With this layout, we're going to produce 4 fried plantain with a perfect ratio for the banana and the fish oil. You can see it is basically 2 buildings of each. 2 fish oil factories, 2 of these banana or plantain plantations, and 2 of these fried plantain kitchens, with of course a small warehouse in the middle. So a very basic one at equilibrium in a nice rectangle. As you can see, I've put some trees around, and this is the right ratio, 128 and 128. And this is of course good for basic production, but soon you may want a bit more. So we have the advanced plantain. This one over here, it is again quite a nice rectangle, not exactly perfect, but pretty nice. Of course, you could add, a number of fish oil factories over here. But over here, we're focusing more on the banana and the fried plantain kitchen. Fried plantain kitchen in the middle, banana on the side. We have 2 warehouses, and in this case also the police station and the fire station. And with this, you could produce 12. 12 per minute, that is already quite a lot. Because as you can see right now, I need 5. And that would feed a city of this side, which is around 1,500 if you just give all 3 of those things. But you could get even higher if you start giving all the lifestyle need. I think in total that could be like 5,000 of population if you are giving everything. So, this is definitely quite good. But this is still without any trade unions or things like this, right? So let's move into that. Our first trade union is actually a harbor master office, and this is for the fish oil. Of course, this will depend also a bit on how your harbor looks like. But the idea was to show you that in one harbor office, you can definitely fit quite a few of these, in particular if you put them quite far into the sea, but you could also put the harbor master office somewhere else. And for example, with this one, it is 8, so it's 16 without any items, working condition or things like this, but you could go a lot higher, of course. Then we have the basic banana one without any tractors or silos, right? You can see we're fitting quite a lot. I think it's 32 if I'm not mistaken. No, 44, sorry, 44 into 1, because indeed there's nothing. And that means obviously 88 without any working condition or items. But of course, with items, you can get a lot more than 100. So with this, this is enough banana for your whole empire for sure. But we can do even better with this one, which has tractors and silos. So we are of course going to be able to fit less of these inside the circle. To be precise, I think it's 28, yes 28. But actually what it means is that with 28, you're going to have a lot less people needed, right? A lot less farmers needed to run this whole thing. So it's actually better to have less, and we're producing a lot more. I mean, you can see even without items or working condition, we're already almost at 400. There's a huge boost thanks to, of course, the tractor barn and the fertilizer silo. Of course, don't hesitate if you have any questions about this. If you have never used something like this, the key element is to make sure that you don't block the modules. So for example, over here, you're going to try to do something that starts like this. Then this one will go like this. Then this one over here, you're going to make sure that you don't block something like this, right? So you don't block over here so that this one can actually come out, something like this, right? And then this one goes over here, etc., etc. So you just make sure basically that you don't block, you use one lines, and then you'll be fine. Of course, you'll need quite a bit of space, but anyway, with this, for sure, you're producing a lot of banana, but maybe also some other products, as we'll see with some items. Before we move into the items, though, there is one last big important one, which is the fried plantain. Right? If you do want to make a lot of fried plantain, then with this, as you can see, we can fit a lot into one trade union. We're actually talking about almost 58 fried plantain kitchen, which is more than 100 without items. So that will be quite a lot, especially if you start giving electricity, right? You're gonna double that right away, etc. So yeah, there's a lot of potential into this one. But as I promised, let's move also into items. There's quite a lot of good items. So we can press Ctrl T to get into our items. One thing you can do, by the way, is just you say plantain, and you click on plantain plantation, and we'll show you all of the items that are linked to this one, right? And there is in particular two I want to show you, which is the horticulturalist over here, and also the arborist over there, because they will reduce the number of modules. All of the min-maxers, I've done the math. I definitely have made videos on this in the past, we've done the math. Reducing the number of modules is a lot better than something like the super phosphate that is increasing the number of modules while increasing productivity. This was increasing productivity and decreasing module. It is a lot better, I guarantee you. On top of this, we're going to produce, some new things, for example, grapes, potatoes, and red pepper. Maybe you feel like this is a low number, but remember, we're making more than 300 per minute. So that means with this one over here, for example, this is still 100 per minute. That is a lot of champagne already, right? Probably all of the champagne that you'll ever need. Similarly for the arborist over here, right? -10, +15, and some tobacco 1 to 5. This is probably all of the tobacco you'll ever need. So those two are great. There are also two other that are really great, in particular in combination, which are the Miraculous Steel Plow, workforce -50%, and productivity +50%. It's a great productivity boost, but also it will halve your workforce. And in particular, if you put also the pattern steel with it, then your workforce will get to 0, which means that you can increase the working condition to the maximum +50%, and you will not have any problem of happiness, any problem of riot, fire, all those type of things. So using those two is quite good. In particular, maybe you use the horticulturalist plus those two. And then, yeah, I think you're gonna have a really good banana production, but also grape production and tobacco production all at once. Now let's move into the fish oil. And here what's important is we're going to actually have an arbor master office, right? So somebody like Angela is not gonna work because she's for the trade union. So what you want to do is over here, right, you click on the Arbor Master, so you see only the Arbor Master one. What I would suggest to use Captain Moby, will give you a lot of gold and tallow. That's a really good one. Also the Mother of Pearl, right, increasing your productivity and giving you some tallow. And then it depends a bit what you're trying to do. But for example, I like this one because it increases your productivity while decreasing your workforce. Or if you really want a lot of tallow, for example, to make biscuits, you may want the Veteran Waller. Last but not least, the fried plantain kitchen. If you cannot get electricity easily, you may want to put Angela, right? Because she's going to decrease the workforce and provide electricity, meaning you're gonna get plus 100% of productivity right away. So that's a pretty good one. Then it also, as always, depends a bit on what you're trying to do. But regardless, this one, the chocolatier by roller appointment, can be a good one because productivity plus 50, plus sugar and rum. So with this, you could make basically probably all of the rum and sugar production that you ever need, as long as you drop, the fried plantain into the sea, because your fried plantain will probably be too much. Ferras is probably also a good one, as always, increasing your productivity and decreasing your workforce. Then one that you may not know about, that is quite interesting, is the Master Confectioner. It will take out the fish oil, and the fish oil may actually be a problem for you because maybe your arbors are small or something like this. Now you don't need the fish oil anymore. Instead, you're gonna need cacao. Cacao is not that easy to make, I get that, but this item will also give you chocolate 1 out of 3, which basically once again means you probably will never need a chocolate production for your whole empire with this one. So that's, in my opinion, a pretty good one. So it is, ladies and gentlemen, fried plantain. From the banana and the fish oil to the fried plantain, this is always the first production in the new world that you need to do. So I wanted to make sure we had a dedicated episode, but don't worry, later this week you'll see already the second one with even more layout, including layout with the hacienda. Because the hacienda actually doesn't impact the banana, but it will impact many of the other productions. Please don't hesitate to smash like button, tell me in the comments below if you have any questions, thoughts, requests, and I hope to see you next time.